I'm working on it.
It's very.
I'm a
Oh my God, we're live. Good
good
morning.
good morning, everyone. Welcome to the Daily Whatever Show. I'm Dana Dubois.
I'm Lawrence Winterman, and it's Fucked Up Friday.
Yay! I'm going sort of none more black for Fucked Up Friday.
Honestly, it looks like you are like CGI imposed on a black screen or something.
It's actually purple, but I, my constant quest to figure out where the heck in my house I should sit and how to not look blurry or green. This is my webcam, so I look slightly green. I've been
It's
doing a
not
lot of
easy
reading.
being green.
It's not easy being green. Yeah, I went live late yesterday in the afternoon, late afternoon here yesterday, and it's always when you do the lives that are total one-offs like this that like a ton of people joined, and I'm like, help, should I turn this light on or should I turn this light on? Should I make it warm or cool? And it wasn't all that helpful because everybody had differing opinions, but still trying to find the right light and a place with privacy, because my kids aren't home right now, but they are often home. And I've been like, some topics are hard to talk about when you're in earshot of your children. Um,
Yes.
but anyhow, here I am, Lawrence. How are you doing? I feel like I haven't seen you all week, hardly. Like,
Yeah, I
it's
don't
crazy.
I don't know that you have seen me all week because it's been a busy week. I helped produce the Blue Amp Media 12-hour Substackapalooza marathon on Wednesday. That was
Yeah, how did that
absolute madness.
go? Right.
I mean, it was great. There are things that could have
But
been better.
I hear the
Um,
big but there, Lawrence. It was
well,
great.
yeah, I like big butts.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, like Substack. Oh, Substack
Oh,
decided to change important features
no,
on live video literally that day.
of course,
So,
of course they did.
things that
I'm sure they
we
warned you about it, though. Lots of advance notice.
oh yeah, no, sure. Um no advance notice. It was great. Like it did what it needed to do. We had
Good.
fun. Of course there was a crisis in the middle that had to be solved on the fly. Uh, you know, whatever. I'm getting too old for these kinds of things.
Oh,
My
yeah.
I'm young and scrappy, and I can work at an online retailer during
Yes.
Christmas and like pull a 36-hour shift. Yeah,
You're
I
like,
can't.
no, no, thanks.
No, thank you. No,
Oh
thank
my
you. How
God.
was your week?
My week has been pretty good. I'm trying to navigate to the chat right now. Kira might be problematic because she's like, "You're in a different spot. I don't know what to do." So we may hear some barking. Substack has now asked me 4 times to join the chat. I couldn't find it or to join the live, Lawrence. So uh, this is every time I'm trying to go to the daily whatever show so that I can join. Sorry to be thinking in real time, guys. Just trying to there we go. So
Yeah.
yeah, I had a great week. Published a couple of stories on Read Out Loud, my platform, and for creative nonfiction. I, those of you who aren't aware, if you just go to Dana Dubois, my personal Dana Dubois Writes page, that's called I Write Out Loud now, and it's where I post my creative nonfiction, both past and present. I'm creating an archive for it. And I'm finding as I'm sharing it, I'm creating these arcs, these themes. And now I'm
Hey, Dana.
at the
I'm sorry
tail
to
end of
interrupt
the
you.
parenting daughters
Dana.
in the Epstein era
Hello,
arc.
Dana.
And so I had two
Dana.
stories about that go live this week. In fact, it was really fun. Um, went live and talked about one of them.
Dana.
Doing the next one tomorrow at I will be talking about. Uh-oh,
You can't hear me.
did you lose me? Could you not hear me?
No, I can hear you. You can't hear me.
Oh, okay. I think I figured out why. Sorry, adjusting to new system.
Well,
Um,
and I think you might have been on the wrong microphone because your voice sounded really clippy and weird.
okay, I fixed it. I'm not in the chat. I think I know why.
Okay, great.
Apologies, you guys, as I'm adjusting things here. And I have the dog. No, you need to stop that. Lie down, sweetie. So it's been a good week in creative nonfiction, Lawrence. Also, it's the new moon, and I had hosted the Crone Cocktail Hour with Oceana and with Karen Marie Shelton,
Yes.
and I'm setting some real intent.
Excellent.
My theme for the new moon here is get air. It is hard to get air on Substack.
Ooh, I
That,
like it.
that's what kept coming up, and so get air,
Yeah.
and um, yeah, that's where I am right now.
I'm also setting big intents for the new moon.
Oh yeah,
So this is a new moon in Pisces. It happens to
yeah.
be almost, not quite, right on top of the Venus in my birth chart. And so I'm looking at
Oh.
it as a brand new era for love.
Oh, I like that.
Resident astrologer Karen predicted that perhaps old love would return. Uh, yeah, that's not going to happen. There's nobody out there in my past who is worthy of return. If anyone is
Yes.
on their way back currently, fuck you, turn around.
Right. There is no U-turns allowed at this intersection.
Right,
Keep
right. Like,
going, other direction. Oh my God.
unless somebody has gone through some kind of amazing fucking transformation, bye bye,
Oh my gosh.
bye.
By so long. Okay, well, I love that for you. Um, yeah, we should have Karen on maybe next week to do a short about what's going on because it sounds like this is
Jim Dandy says Lawrence has a no return policy. Correct. That is correct, sir.
Oh my gosh.
When it comes to love, do not return.
I kind of love that.
You know who I want to hear? I want to hear Lisa. We Are the Third Estate. I'm sure she has a new moon resolution as well. Why don't we bring it on, Lisa? How are you?
Hi, guys. Oh, I'm so happy to be here. I watch you guys every morning in my drive into work. I
Oh,
love your
that
show.
is
I
so
love it.
sweet.
Yeah, it's so good. You guys always have such interesting guests on. I love it.
That fills my heart with happiness.
Yeah, honestly, like that's our like literal dream goal. Like that's
Oh, good.
Can we just record that?
Like we're your drive time hang.
Yeah.
Like that's
My
perfect.
coffee.
That's exactly what we want to be.
Absolutely. Yeah. And everybody in the chat is so great. You were just mentioning Karen, who I recently connected with, and we did our own video. Lawrence and I did our video. I was so overjoyed of how much you know about astrology and mundane astrology in particular, because I'm not an expert. I feel like you and Karen are much more knowledgeable in actual like transits and stuff. Mine is more about like the concepts of it and how close and accurate the predictions have been to the time period we're living in right now. It's insane.
Yeah.
You mean like politically speaking, like
Yes.
the meta stuff, not the personal stuff. Okay.
Yeah.
I think I'm more like you, Lisa. I'm kind of a hobbyist.
Right. That's right.
I in most things, sorry, I'm moving my camera back here for a second. I have a healthy dose of skepticism for all things and also a bit of a like, okay, but why wouldn't this make an impact?
Right.
Right.
So Dana is very much the I want to believe poster, you know.
Oh my God, yeah.
You know,
like, now I'm floating in darkness on this wall.
I'm pragmatic, but also I kind of want this to be true.
I think I'm like that. Yeah.
I think so. And you know, there certainly are things that I have that I have set intent for that have happened. So I'm a firm believer in setting intent, whether or not where the heavenly bodies is having an impact. I'd like to believe that in case it is, I want to be prepared for it. So I'm going to choose to believe.
I think that's wise.
What is your intent for this next month for the new moon?
Well, now that it's getting into spring, I am continuing. I just started. I turned over a new leaf in December. I am back to doing my hot yoga, and I'm so excited. It's been 3 months, and I'm going strong. And I abandoned it for a while. And, to life, whatever, you fall off the wagon, what have you. So now I'm back at it, and I feel amazing because I'm going to be 51 in July. And when I turned 50, all of a sudden I was like, dude, man, why do I feel like I'm 100 years old? Like, this is crazy. And it's not like I'm, like I'm moving, I'm doing like all this stuff, but my joints, I started feeling, the inflammation. One of my friends actually who just started getting back into yoga as well, when he joined the studio. And he was like, literally, like the hardest part of my day is getting in and out of my car. That's
Oh my
so
God.
messed up. I'm like, that's so messed up. So now, so my intent is just to keep, and also eating wise, but I don't want I don't want to be like how I used to be in the past. Us Gen Xers, you know how like we had that kind of that toxic diet culture. I
Oh,
don't I don't
girl.
I don't want to be like that anymore.
Oh,
Like
for
you
sure.
know, I don't want to be like I'm never gonna have a cookie again in my life. That's crazy. So I'm
Literally the theme for the essay that I posted yesterday. It's called
nice.
From Baby Fat to Brandy Melville, and it's generational. It's talking about my kids too,
Oh, I gotta
my
read
family of
that. I love
origin
your
and my
writing.
kids. Thank you. But it is about how I grew up with the diet tomorrow. My mom and my grandmother. I actually just recorded a little video short I'm going to be posting later today of like the matrilineal mantra, and like who are they atoning to? Of like
That's right.
the god of the scale, I guess. Of like
Yep.
tomorrow, I'm forgiven for my sins. I ate half a croissant. I am so bad, and all of that language that I refuse to have around my kids.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And it's all about being healthy, you know. That's my intent moving
Yes.
forward for like the whole year, really. But Pisces in particular, I'm a Cancer. I do have an Aries rising though, but for the people that know, you know, astrology, but water sign, uh, I think Lawrence and I talked about this, that I have an anoretic chart, and I did not know that that's what it meant because I am a very late degree Pisces rising, but Aries in my first house. So I do have connection with Pisces.
You do. Yeah,
Hmm.
definitely. And I mean, cancer is so much about nurturing. Karen is saying like cancer is food, right? Like cancer is
True.
mothering and nurturing,
True.
and like that literally means sustenance and food, a mother breastfeeding her child, like
Absolutely.
the transmission of healthy nutrients from one entity to another, and that includes your body being, properly fed. And
Correct.
I'm stuck on something you said. You were like, oh, this is the last cookie I'm ever going to have. I can't tell you
Yeah.
the number of times in my life, like I've started a diet and I've had that moment of like, I'm never going to have another bowl of ice cream,
Right.
you know?
It's
And I'm like,
Yeah.
crazy.
that, how
Yeah,
did we get ourselves tricked into thinking shit like that?
exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know,
But
but
it
the video that I recorded, you're very prescient because it starts with like diet tomorrow.
yeah.
This was my mantra, and then I was like, "Do you know what I have to say to diet tomorrow?" And I pick up a cookie I made, and I bite it, and I'm
Oh,
like, "Eat
must
the
be so
cookie
good.
today. Eat the
Yeah.
cookie today. What are you
Yeah.
doing, you guys?"
Right.
Yes. Yeah.
But the cookies were all flat. I don't know what I did wrong, but they're you'll see when you see the video. It's freakishly
Butter.
Tastes
The
good.
butter was too warm.
The butter was too warm because I can't find my mixer paddles. I just ordered new ones,
Oh.
so I had to make it warmer. So it was either that or the baking soda was old. So if you're confirming the butter was too
Mm.
warm, that must be what it is.
Yeah.
Y'all, should we talk about the news? Feel like
Oh.
we should shift. It's fucked up
I mean,
Friday.
why? There's nothing going on. The
You
joke
know,
we always make on
I
this
know it's like
show.
take your pick, right? I know, yeah, exactly. Before we get into it though, I just wanted to say the last time that I was on your show, I keep forgetting to tell you, Dina, I love your look.
you love my look? Thank
Yes,
you.
beautiful. And I love red hair. I was like, I don't know if you could tell. My sister's my hairdresser. She has to do my hair actually this weekend. I have a little bit of red in it. And in the
Okay.
90s, I was totally Claire Danes. You know, like that. It was
Oh,
more
yes.
burgundy. Remember that? Oh, that was my
I was
jam.
as well.
Oh my God, I love it. And your glasses, I just love the whole look. Okay, sorry to interrupt, but I just wanted to make sure I said
If
it.
you're pausing
Nobody
to
loves
compliment
my
me,
look.
Yeah.
you look really nice too, Lawrence. I love
Oh,
your
you
beard.
always look very handsome. And I told him last time he's got the best voice. It's like
Yes,
the broadcasting voice. Like
he does.
you should have been on the radio.
He does
Yeah.
have the best voice.
Yeah. Mhm.
We should have an ASMR channel.
Oh, that would
at some point I should have actually like tried to be on the radio, because enough
Yeah.
people have told me that now over the course of
absolutely.
like the last 40 years, and I'm like, that there must be something there.
Yeah. Oh, there is. I think so. And then also you're a great conversationalist, just all that, right? But the ASMR thing, I think you're onto something. You could get
I
like
know.
tons of followers.
Yeah, your voice is so soothing, Lawrence.
Yeah.
I'm sorry I'm so futzy today. It's because I have this new setup down here and it's definitely not quite right. So I'm like feeling like I'm like very tall compared to you two, where I'm like, oh, I
You
should be
look like
down here.
you have like that chic background.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
I
that's better.
honestly, it looks like you're in like, the holodeck and nothing has generated yet. Like it's just
I,
this infinite space behind you.
I know it is. The wall is dark purple, but it's.
It
I
it
have.
totally reads black on the
I know it
screen,
reads
at
black
Mm,
right
least to
it
now
does.
me.
because I'm trying to not have my face read green. And I need to repaint that wall if I'm going to stay down here. Anyways, we're not going to get into my, I have a whole house and no place to podcast dilemma. And also the fact that my dog is driving me a little bit crazy. Do you want to come?
Kira.
I know she's whimpering. It's driving me
She's
nuts.
so
Let's
cute.
talk about the news so I can ignore her. And maybe let's explain Fucked Up Friday to the folks watching at home.
Yes.
Lisa, you have been here before, but if my Swiss cheese memory is serving me correctly, it was not a Fucked Up Friday. I don't think it
Correct.
was just a regular day. So this is your
Yes.
It was
first
just a
Fucked Up
fucked up
My
Friday.
first
Tuesday or
one.
Wednesday or whatever.
Right.
In this current administration, every day is fucked up. Let's be
Yes.
clear. Friday, though, is the day when we revisit the news cycle, we talk about it, and then we have a bit of a friendly competition where we each pitch what we think was the most fucked up news of the week. And you folks in the chat, our audience, get to vote on who is the winner of Fucked Up Friday. And I'm putting winner in quotes because we all lose because we're
Right.
all living in this
Right.
reality.
Our common refrain is it's the game that everybody loses, even the winner.
Yeah.
Yes. So congrats for joining us for our loser game show. Where we all
Congrats,
person wins,
loser.
we all
Get
win.
in, loser.
Yeah, exactly. Get in, loser. We're going podcasting.
Right. We're going trolling through the worst news of the world.
Oh my gosh. So, and part of this started, part of the whole lore of the Daily Whatever show is that Lawrence, my whole life, has been my source of like, Lawrence, what the hell is going on in the news? Help contextualize this for me. Help me bring this to life or help me understand what's going on. So you all now get to benefit from my best friend Lawrence, the news junkie, and us talking about what's happening in the news this week. Lawrence,
Yeah,
have you had a
Dana
minute?
reminded me somewhere along the way that in most major like world crises, I'm the person who calls or texts her to tell her that something disastrous has happened.
Dana, turn on your TV. We're under attack. September 11th, 2001, 7 in the morning.
Wow.
Lawrence called twice in a row, and I think I answered my phone and was like, "Who died? Why are you calling me this early?"
Yeah.
I was like,
Wow.
a lot of people.
A lot of people. Related story. I found out, Lawrence, this last trip to Florida when I just went back in February, that my mom's partner, he was working in the World Trade Center in 2001. And the only reason he wasn't there was because he was on a business trip. But like half the people in his office were killed. And that's when they moved to Florida right after. They were like, we're getting out of here. Not my mom, he and his late wife.
Wow. Did he work for Cantor Fitzgerald?
No, it wasn't Cantor Fitzgerald. It was some finance company, but I can't remember what it was, but it was kind of mid tower on the first tower.
Oof.
Yeah. So Lawrence and I went to high school with someone who was killed in the World Trade Center attack. Was in one of the buildings, and I feel like it was like 3,000 people, give or take, but like so many people have a connection. I now have sort of have two. But he wasn't there that day, thank goodness. So anyhow, the news. What's the big, like usually none of us present like the big story of the week as our fucked up story because there's always kind of a clear front runner.
Although mine is sort of big story adjacent.
Oh, okay.
So why don't you start leading the conversation, Lauren? So I don't, I hate that Trump ruined a perfectly good verb. So I don't trump your story, but so we don't, diminish the excitement when you pitch your story by talking about it beforehand.
Yeah, am I doing my fucked up Friday pitch?
No. I think we should just talk about the big news of this week is, in my mind, it's actually I just opened CNN and Chuck Norris just died. That's not the most fucked up.
Oh, wow.
I think
I mean. The memes. Oh, the memes we're going to see.
Oh my! I know, right?
So to me, the most fucked up news story obviously it's the Iran war, but Iran war, but it's the fact that Trump was like, "So can you guys come help us?"
Yeah,
And everybody was like, "Go fuck yourself." That's
exactly.
loosely interpreted. Lawrence, am I right on that, or is there another story that you think is kind of the leading story of the week?
I mean, no, I think our news cycle is in this perpetual Epstein Iran war. You know, one of them is competing for dominance in the headlines at all times because, you know, we keep finding shit out. Like, what's his name? Joe Kent, one of the
I was just
guys in
about
the
to
Trump
say,
administration. I don't think this is anybody's fucked up Friday story.
no.
Basically resigned, saying, like, no, there was literally no evidence that Iran was in any way getting ready to threaten us actively. You know, so like there's that. You know, then there's, I mean, the school, you know, the 160 girls that were killed, you know,
Yeah.
the Trump administration then tried to cover it up, you
I
know.
haven't
The
heard about
Epstein
this.
stuff, every time we turn around, there's another sort of giant, you know, not leak, or, you know, sometimes it's a leak of things that are going on, you know, this Jane Doe number 4 thing
No.
that Ellie has been reporting on, Ellie Leonard has been reporting on, you know, it's horrifying. And the truth is, you know, and the fact there is that the FBI interviewed her 4 times. They found her credible. The FBI believed her,
Okay.
and it just got shut down
Yeah,
and
right,
suppressed.
right.
And we're only finding out about it now, you know?
Yeah.
Or the fact that there was an entire DEA investigation into Jeffrey Epstein, who is apparently not just trafficking girls and raping them, but trafficking drugs. And
Surprise,
there was a
surprise.
massive amount of evidence that he was actively doing that, and they mysteriously shut down the like. You know, these 2 stories, Iran war and Epstein, like, you know, the people who renamed it Operation Epstein Fury instead of Epic Fury, like, that's it. That's 100% it.
Yes.
Like, there will be
I have
history
not heard that.
books written entitled Operation Epstein Fury. Like, it is exactly what is going on at this moment.
Yes, the war is clearly it happened when it happened to deflect off of the
Right.
Epstein files. So help me out here because you know, Lawrence, I don't watch mainstream media. I get pretty much all my news on Substack these days, and it gives me a strange bias because it feels like um, are, are the Epstein files still front and center on in the news cycle, like the mainstream news cycle? Because when I open like CNN and headline news like that, I am not seeing it. I'm seeing it all through Ellie and through
Mhm.
King Justice and through Zev Shalev and the folks here on Substack who are doing the actual investigative journalism that our mainstream media is neglecting to do. But has the war successfully pushed Epstein off the mainstream news cycle?
I mean, you know, did it the first couple of days? Sure. But like, and you know, and it still does in at many times of day, but like there is still room for Epstein news to break through. And my perception, and Lisa, I'd be interested to hear what you think. My perception is that Epstein is still breaking through. Like, it has hit the point
Oh, yeah.
now where everyone, kind of regardless of, like, unless you're the most diehard MAGA fool covering for him, you know, and even there's a, you know, the giant dissonance, right? That they all believed that Epstein was real and it was going to expose all the Democrats. It's just turning out to it's Trump. So I don't know, Lisa, what do you think?
I agree with you. These are not going away, and they're just going to keep like coming
Good.
up to the front. Oh yeah, it's going to keep bubbling up to the surface.
Yeah,
And yeah, it's no matter what they do to try to detract from it,
Yeah.
there's nothing because all of these things, like you said, all of the investigative journalists that are coming up and putting these things on the radar, that I feel that also affects the mainstream media. Like that's on
for
their
sure.
radar too, whether or not they report on it because they're beholden to the corporations. So we're getting the real stories from the independent journalists and that are doing the actual digging and
Absolutely.
uncovering all this stuff. Yeah, this is not going away, no matter how much they try to detract. And that's also the danger in it because especially with the Trump regime, they're going to, and especially him because of his malignant narcissism, is going to do God knows what and burn everything, even like to save himself, even his own children. I'm convinced he would burn them too,
Right.
because he is that
I
evil.
think hopefully we are all at a point where we recognize that any illusion that Donald Trump wouldn't do, like, there's nothing he won't do. He will drop a nuclear bomb. He will try to steal the election. There's literally nothing that is going to stop him from trying to hang on to power and escape any kind of, consequences.
Absolutely.
and to distract. Like, we make the joke that he started the Iran war to distract from the Epstein files, but it's true. He literally did. There was no plan.
Yes.
Like, we're seeing in so many ways that there's no plan.
Yeah.
Right. Remember my Effed-Up Friday story from a couple weeks ago of like Marco Rubio, like 5 days afterwards being like, okay, y'all have to get out, but we can't help you. You got to take commercial flights. Like,
but there are no commercial flights.
He had no idea it was coming. Like,
well, and all, the Strait of Hormuz thing, right? Like anyone, like I could tell you, anyone who's been paying attention to geopolitics, like in the last 40 years, could tell you, oh yeah, a lot of oil tankers go through there. It's very, very narrow. Iran basically controls it because the entire coastline is Iran, and there's like a cliff. It's not like a nice little beach. It's like a 3,000-foot cliff looking out over the strait. You have the tactical superiority. You could just line up kids with slingshots and you could fucking take out tankers,
Yeah.
Like, it's one of the most strategically, like, indefensible, like, from a water perspective, from a travel perspective. Like, you basically got to hope that people on either side are playing nice, because your boat is a sitting duck for the entire time you're going through.
And you keep hearing like the Trump himself, like talking about, well, no other president would have done what I did. You're like being like, oh, I had the balls. No, it's because they weren't idiots like you, obviously. Like, and you caused this major, massive mess, and you guys don't even know how to handle it. And this Joe Kent, because you brought up Joe Kent, this is a big deal. I was listening to Ron Filipkowski the other day, and he was like, when this hit, he was like, I told everybody, this is a big deal, because he was a very staunch MAGA supporter, big time. And you could still hear it in the things that he says. He was like, but that Tucker Carlson interview that he did, I mean, think about like how many people, how the people that followed Tucker Carlson, and how that was mass broadcast, like what he was saying. I didn't watch the entire thing yet. I should, because I want to hear like what he said. I've seen clips, and a lot of the explosive bombs that he just like dropped. Ron Filipkowski also said that Joe Kent was very, very respected in MAGA. So this is not somebody that they could just write off, and just be like, oh yeah, he's just some disgruntled like employee, the excuse that he always uses whenever. And then you have people talking about and pointing out that Trump now was like, oh, well, he actually wasn't good for national security. And they're like, well, why the hell did you appoint him then? Like, what are you talking about?
To the job.
So the cognitive
dissonance, it is again.
It's ridiculous. So now the cognitive dissonance, I see it in people in my life. Thankfully, I don't have many that are Trump supporters, and I see this. Oh God, and they're people I care about.
Yeah,
the splintering I'm seeing, because these people are not stupid. I think a lot of people that ended up going with Trump and were what Jennifer Welch calls double or triple Trumpers. It's more the Republican ideology that it's their identity, this Republican thing of being anti-Democrat, and the things that they were convinced from Reagan on about the Republican policies being better for the country. It's almost like they can't relinquish that belief, because then it is part of their ego now. So they're trying to make fetch happen. Like my sister and I use that term all the time from, you guys from Mean Girls. Yeah. And
we're trying to make fetch happen, Lisa.
Trying to make fetch happen. Yeah. And now it's getting to the point where, and I always cross my fingers that it would get here, that the reality is not going to match up with the propaganda anymore. Like, to the point where either their brains are going to break and they're going to be ready for the crazy house, or they're going to have to admit we were right. And that's going to be very painful for them. But I'm sorry, bitch. But we've been telling you for 10 years straight, and you've been arguing with us I mean, literally like tooth and nail, like no matter what it was, it would come up with these. Now, of course, they always try to do it with this Joe Kent. They're trying to discredit him. They're like, well, there was an investigation on him actually before he went rogue. And now, because he's crazy. And I'm like, this shit ain't going to work anymore. This bullshit that you guys have.
He was your guy.
Totally.
He was
And
your
respected. Yeah. So I'm excited for that to come out, although it's going to cause a huge mess. And unfortunately, we're all in it together. It's not just going to be the MAGA people that, are going to be suffering the consequences.
Yeah.
It's going to be all of us.
And this is a quote I repeat often. A grad school professor said this, and he said it about smokers. I went to school for speech pathology, so we worked with a lot of smokers, and it was his way of saying, don't try to change people, even as you're treating them, post-laryngectomy or lung cancer or what have you. And it was people would rather die than change a habit. And I've tweaked that to people would rather die than change a belief.
True.
People. And so when that dissonance is there, when they're like, but, and they're trying to defend everything, you still may never get an actual admission. Did you see the Saturday Night Live skit from a couple weeks ago where it's a mom being like, I might have been a little wrong about Trump. And all the kids are like, don't say anything. I'm going to say he's still a good businessman. And they were like, Mom.
Yeah.
Have you seen that one, Lawrence?
I saw clips of that SNL. Funny. Yeah.
It's that same idea though, of like, it's killing her to admit she might be wrong at all. So she can only admit small parts of it. But yeah, it's a mess. And
oh God.
People are dying. Service men and women are dying because we have a pedophile running the highest level,
and people that don't know what they're doing,
and they don't want to get caught. Yeah, so that's pretty fucked up. How about the SAVE Act, you guys? The act that will die.
Back from the dead.
Yes, exactly.
Melissa and I wrote that article about the SAVE Act for Blue Amp, was that like a month ago now? Let me go find it and find the date. And it will not die, but I'm looking and it doesn't sound like this can pass.
Right.
Unless they get rid of the filibuster. Any chance that this is happening though? What are your thoughts on that?
The last thing that I heard, John Thune is like absolutely not getting rid of the filibuster. That's the last thing that I heard, that he was, that was one of the things why he's against it, because of course they know that when things flip back, it's going to be very disadvantageous, because it is more advantageous for the Republicans to have the filibuster than it is for the Democrats. And so that's the big thing. And of course, that's what Trump is trying to burn everything down. He doesn't care, as long as he gets what he wants through. So that's why he's putting massive pressure on them. But as far as I've heard, and I'd be interested to hear what Lawrence thinks, that very slim chance, if any, that it is going to pass the Senate.
Right. And I'm so confused why it won't just fuck off.
Well, here's my prediction. Do you want me to rain on your parade?
Yes.
Oh, great.
It's going to pass.
You think?
Whatever insane thing it is going, it's like what I said before. Trump will drop a nuclear bomb. He will try to steal the election. He will get the SAVE Act passed. He is absolutely 100% convinced that his entire future depends on this. And so, whatever level of depravity, whatever corruption, whatever giant trade in a dark room we are, could happen, it's going to happen, right? Like John Thune says, oh, we're never getting rid of the filibuster. Yes. And next week he's going to say, after careful consideration, we're going to get rid of the filibuster. And then you're going to find out, a year from now or something, that John Thune received, $1 billion in Trump coin, in a Dubai fucking, honestly,
I'm
something is going to happen. That Trump is determined to get it passed. He literally thinks his future depends on it. Republicans have clearly shown that they have no ethics. There's no boot that they will not lick for Trump. And so, they're going to flip. People are going to flip,
Yeah, what are your
Susan
predictions,
Collins is
Lauren?
suddenly going to be like, well, I have a lot of concern, but I've decided I'm going to vote for, whatever. Like,
Yeah.
it's going to happen.
Because that's a lot of flipping. So you think the filibuster gone?
My
I
God.
mean, if that's what it takes to get the SAFE Act passed, yes, and ultimately great, because then it'll be the Republicans who did it and not the Democrats when we
True.
take back the House or when we take back the Senate. But yeah, I think whatever illusion you currently have that this is not going to pass, that it is going to fail by some mundane Senate procedural rigmarole, no, bullshit.
Yeah.
We're past that. Trump is a wounded animal. He's going to do whatever it takes.
Okay. Lauren's
Dude.
prediction. I hope
Yeah.
you're wrong.
Yeah.
I mean,
But
I
I'm
hope
waiting
you're
for
wrong too, but
I fear you're right
look at the
because it
world
won't
we
fuck
live in.
off.
I'm waiting for this shoe to drop. Like, what is it
Yes.
going to be? That he is just, like you said, he's like a caged animal. He's like backed into a corner. And like what I completely agree with you on, he will burn everything down. He does not care to save himself because that's his pathology. And to go one further, now this is going to be totally philosophical me, total speculative me, which is what I do best, like all the time. And just taking, even like I said, with the astrology, I know a lot of people don't believe in that, and the mundane astrology, and how uncannily accurate it has been. And if you look at his chart, it is tied to the United States, which is crazy. Like, and the people in his administration, it's nuts. Like, if you listen to like an actual astrologer, one of my friends, Denise Siegel, she's on Substack. She's incredible. If you want to check her out, I will put a link to her page on the replay if anybody is interested. She has
Can
called
you say her name again?
everything.
Sorry.
Denise Siegel, Siegel. She's amazing. And but anyway, but she talks, she also has like other the way that she puts in her perspective with the astrology, because that's her interpretation. But man, she's called a lot of shit. But aside from the astrology, even just listening to psychiatrists like Dr. John Gartner, Dr. Bandy Lee, they were the ones that sounded the alarm in the beginning about Trump. This is the more scientific branch of my speculation about his pathology and how he should have never been where he is, because he is only going to get worse. He will never get better. The people that said like, oh, well, if he becomes president, he's going to become presidential. They're like, no, bitch, no, he's not. It's going to get worse. And they've called every single thing, and they tried to present their findings in front of Congress, and the American Psychiatric Association like put the kibosh on it. And, because they were like, you cannot let this man assume office. You cannot. And then, yeah, so this whole thing happened. So listening to that. Now, when I'm thinking, and it, in terms of our 250th year anniversary that's coming up, and the karma of this country that has never really been dealt with, all of the evils that have been operating behind the scenes, even though we've had some wins like civil rights, women's rights has happened, it really has never been truly like confronted and dealt with, right? Yep. The universe doesn't care. Like, how when people say the facts don't care about your feelings, the universe doesn't care about your feelings. And I tend to think that there is some sort of, I feel like I'm a true agnostic. I'm not saying that this is actually true. You can't quantifiably say something doesn't exist if it, as well as you can't say that it does exist. Like the people that believe in God that say for sure they do. I feel like I'm like a true agnostic in that sense, right? So
agreed.
There's something about everything that has happened with Trump when people say, I can't believe he could get away with all this stuff. I can't believe that he's Teflon Don, and all of these things that have happened throughout his life, and all of these things that Congress is letting him get passed. I almost feel like he had to be here now in order to cause the destruction, because the only way that we could ascend to the next level is if everything gets completely demolished first from the way that the country was built before. Unfortunately, I don't know. That's just my strong feeling. It's going to suck. It's going to suck because we're all going to have to go through it. Right. But it's almost like there was another astrologer I was listening to years ago, and he said, you have to understand, with Trump's chart and the chart of America, Trump is a tool of the universe, and he has a destiny. And that destiny is to destroy everything. Right. So then people could finally,
and it's baked into his chart, that
Isn't
north
that
node.
Crazy?
right, conjunct his sun and his Uranus that are
It's
conjunct each other. Like,
mind-boggling.
he
It's
he is
mind-boggling.
right. He is the tool of absolute chaos and destruction for
Yeah.
sure.
And in order
Can I
for
just say
people to
something
wake up.
really quick?
Yeah, sure.
So, let me find the comment. Richard Nolman, hi Richard. I don't know that we've seen you here before, but welcome. Says, if you sow the seeds of fear, then it will happen. Maybe you're helping people to give up when others are taking fight to the Republicans. I think incorrect. Like, what I am trying to do, if anyone is listening to me and they're feeling like they should give up
No.
and consider the
Never.
slave act,
Never.
to be destiny and not fight it, that is not my message. My message is, I think we all need to be aware. We can no longer have the luxury of suffering from a lack of imagination that Trump
Yes.
won't do whatever it fucking takes to get his way. And this thing is so tied to his salvation, what he thinks is his salvation. I am saying we need to be prepared for anything. We need to be prepared for the fact that they're going to get rid of the filibuster, that they're going to,
Yes.
bring it back from the dead, that people are going to flip. People that you solidly thought were going to be, on the side of justice are going to flip because he's going to get to them somehow. Who knows what he has on people, right? Like, I mean, back to the early days when we were like, wow, he's really got something on Lindsey Graham, and, he's really got something. Yeah, he does. We don't know what. He's got things on all kinds of people. Probably Epstein recordings.
I was just going to say, that's the Epstein effect right there, isn't it?
Right. Like, I maybe it is indeed all tied together so intimately and so perfectly with a bow that all of Donald Trump's power comes from the fact that he inherited all of Jeffrey Epstein's recordings of rich and powerful people fucking children, raping children. So,
if I could interject a little bit of hopium, which I rarely do, just because I don't like toxic positivity. That's why I think I love you guys, because you're not, I don't think you're negative at all, but you have to be real. You have to face reality. And if something is not pleasant, I mean, that's just the way it is. Right. And I feel like there's more, you have more strength than to fight that adversity, knowing what you're, like you said, lack of imagination is a huge thing in this country because we've been so coddled and comfortable, throughout, but that's how we grew up. Now, I will say, if you want to talk about the astrology, and I hope that some people aren't tuning out because I know a lot of people are not into this at all. But again, I find it uncanny. The transits are on the people's side right now. Right. Before, when the corporations rose, it was the age of Capricorn, and that was very much the institution over the people. This is now people over the institution. And these transits that we're going through now are the exact transits, and then some, because we have even more powerful ones that have never happened before. The same transits of the French Revolution, the American Revolution, the transits are on our side. Aquarius is of the people taking over.
Right.
So these dipshits of Peter Thiel, totally.
This is the transits of the American Revolution and the Civil War and World War II all happening at the same time.
I'm so excited.
I mean, add that up however you want. I personally don't think that these transits happen without a gigantic body count being included, because none of our wars have ever been bloodless.
And that's the fucked up part. Right. Unfortunately.
Right.
Yeah.
Speaking of Jesus Christ, I just looked at the time. We should probably get into fucking.
Oh my God. Wow.
Oh my God. Look at the time.
Right. Like, how did that happen? I mean, I know how it happened because we love talking to Lisa and it.
Yeah. I love talking to you guys too.
Lisa.
All right, Lisa, you may. Oh, go ahead, Dana.
I was going to say, we always used to offer our guests that they should go first, thinking we were being polite. We do think there's a recency bias. So would you like to go first, second, or third with your story?
I could go first. It doesn't matter to me. So I can do that and then we'll listen to you.
Jump on in.
Okay. So my fucked up Friday, we talked about this a little bit before backstage, before we hopped on.
Yes.
One of the things that I'm most alarmed by, and it's on people's radar. I feel like it is, because when I speak to them about the young, Gen Z men and how they're flocking to the right, Nick Fuentes, I'm extremely worried about this Groyper movement. Dude, I get the sense that when I'm having conversations with people, they're like, oh yeah, that's fucked up. Yeah. It's like, yeah. But I don't know if they think it's not that much of a movement, or it's a fringe thing that will go away. I don't think it's going to go away. And it really freaks me out because this white nationalism, and it's not only in this country. The people, my subscribers, and you guys know, my family is from Italy, and my parents were even born there. So, and I still have family over there, but my grandmother and two of my aunts that are older remember fascist Italy and Mussolini and Hitler and all this, like, crazy stuff. So throughout my life growing up, I always heard, like, the stories and the things that they went through. But now my dad is very plugged into the European news, and he's also way more geopolitical than I am. But they are so worried about these white nationalist movements propping up everywhere, like all over the world, in all these different countries. Italy has a huge problem, and Georgia Maloney, like how she came up, like this whole thing. My cousins over there all freaking out. I mean, it's a thing. Well, I came across an article earlier this week that there is a far right. They called it a shadowy agency because nobody really could get a handle on what this is. It's called the Node Project. And it's a fringe party called Advance UK. And they created this AI generated white nationalist skinhead looking guy called Danny Bones. And he's a rapper. And that's all he does is he just raps about, like, the whole thing, the anti-immigration, all the greatest hits, of the white nationalist movement. Right.
Right.
And he's, there's a lot of the imagery, like not even so much the Union Jack imagery, like they have that, but specifically the St. George's Cross, which is England itself, because we all know white nationalism is isolationist. Right. So now you have all this stuff propping up all over the place, like in Italy, in Germany, like everybody's freaking out, like how Elon Musk went and talked to the far right party in Germany before the election, and telling them that they should be prideful and they shouldn't be ashamed of their heritage. All of this stuff is happening all over the place, and they're propping up like weeds. And you guys should look this up. I'll put a link in the replay if anybody is interested. Right. The artist, his name is Danny Bones, and I actually have an article, and I'll put this article.
Like he's entirely fake. UI. Yeah, okay.
He's entirely, yes. And let me see. I have actually
Here's my prediction.
I'm opening his
Russia.
Instagram.
Yes.
Like I'd love to hear what Olga Lautman thinks, because I would guarantee that this is Russia.
They're saying it was set up last year by former Reform co-deputy leader Ben Habib. Advance UK sits to the right.
I mean, Reform UK is absolutely secretly funded by Russia. Like it. Yeah.
Oh my God. Yeah. So this is, and then of course, I mean, it's AI. So, he's like good looking. So that's part of it, because it's a psychological thing, right? Because he's generating millions of views, even though it's fake, and you can tell it's fake. The message is getting out there, and it just scares the shit out of me. And then it makes me think, like, what is going on under people's radar, like parents of kids of this age, specifically young men. Although I did read an article this morning as I was like looking through these articles about young white women that are also moving toward the right with these guys. It's less of them, but that's happening too. Like the Gwen Stefani route. Like, what the hell happened to her? Like the trad wife thing.
Yeah. Oh God. Yeah. She's a big disappointment. Gen X, we don't get to have heroes. They either die or they become right-wing assholes.
Yes.
Mercy, I'm looking at you.
I just made a joke in the chat. So he's good looking. So he's ALF. AI I'd like to fuck.
That's great. Oh,
Lauren,
that's a perfect coin term.
Could you please tell me you just made that up?
I did.
I love it. I love it.
We have to snip that. Yeah. We gotta go make a clip and be like Lawrence Winterman on the Daily Whatever Show coin this. Because that's gotta be.
I mean, he's a racist and misogynistic and homophobic, but still, I'd hit it.
I know, right?
You and he and Pete Hegseth.
Right. He's not real.
That's on purpose.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Hate fucking is a real thing. I want to layer on one a story I almost used for Fucked Up Friday, but it was too similar to yours, which is Lawrence and I both went to the University of Florida. There are a lot of things to be proud of about our alma mater, but news from this week sent to me by Jason Odell from the Daily Whatever regulars College Republican chapter sues school for right to make Nazi salute.
Yeah.
UF, to their credit, kicked them out, and they are now suing the school for the right to throw Nazi salutes.
And of course, they're using the freedom of speech. You know,
Yes,
like they're
First
hiding
Amendment.
behind that
First Amendment.
First Amendment. Yes.
Yeah.
It's disgusting.
Yeah,
Absolutely disgusting.
Cliff Schechter was talking about this on the whole Substack-a-Palooza thing, that, you know, the Republican Party has shown time and time again that every time they have the opportunity to, like, look inward and navel gaze and figure out, you know, like, what did we do wrong? How can we fix it? Like, the Democrats is always like, we should be more moderate. And the Republicans' answer is always, we should be more extremely to the right.
Absolutely.
Yes.
That's true.
Yes. We all need to grow mustaches and throw Nazi salutes, little Hitler mustaches.
Right.
Great idea, you guys.
Right.
A+. All the way
okay,
fighting.
We should keep going because we've only got 6 minutes.
Yes. You want to
Dana,
go next?
Do you want to go next or shall I?
Either way. I'm happy to go next, and I can go pretty quickly. Okay. My headline is from The Guardian. Georgia woman charged with murder after police say she took pills to induce abortion. This is a single mom of 2 kids, a veteran, a Black woman, because that tends to be who bears the brunt of the worst of these draconian laws. But I believe this is the first ever case in the U.S. of a woman being charged with murder for choosing to terminate a pregnancy.
Oh my God.
That's all I can say. I don't have to say anything more than that.
No, you don't.
Yeah,
Murder.
honestly.
Murder. I just am looking down in the article, and the senior vice president of the advocacy group Pregnancy Justice, her name is Dana. And she says no one should be criminalized for having an abortion.
Right.
Dana, plus one.
And Natasha pointed out in the chat, I think you said this when you told me, Dana, of course she's a Black woman. It's not.
I just said that.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
of course she's a Black woman.
Is that my girl Natasha? She's in there. Hi, Natasha. We do it is her. We do lives all the time. I love her.
Oh, good. Hi, Natasha.
Yeah.
Welcome. Lawrence, give us what you got. I know we're short on time, and mine doesn't need a lot.
Okay. This is a dot connector, so I'm gonna try to make this quick. So this week, you know, we know about Iran war. This is a very specific thing I'm talking about. So Israel struck the South Pars gas field in Iran and the Asaluya energy complex in Iran. Iran fired back, and they hit liquid natural gas sites in Qatar and United Arab Emirates and Saudi Arabia and Kuwait and Israel, oil refinery and liquid natural gas. This is a fucking disaster, not just for oil prices and gas prices. This is a humanitarian disaster in the making, because this is now a full spectrum energy and food war. Because what happened this week is production, processing, and export and logistics all got attacked in the Persian Gulf, in the Strait of Hormuz. And it's particularly devastating because what is going to happen is 30% of the world's fertilizer, not oil,
oh my God,
fertilizer, travels through the Persian Gulf and the Strait of Hormuz. You need liquid natural gas to be able to create fertilizer to feed the world. Our population in this world is currently propped up by the fact that we have really, really robust fertilizing technologies and advanced farming techniques. What's going to happen is there's going to be an energy shock, and then a fertilizer shock, and then a logistics shock. Right. So what is going to happen is within the next month, fresh produce, particularly corn, is going to get incredibly, I mean, not that it's season for corn, but farmers right now who are thinking about what they're going to plant are going to choose not corn, because corn is the most nitrogen fertilizer requiring crop that they could possibly grow. So they're not going to choose corn. They're going to pick soybeans. Nobody is currently buying our soybeans because China has locked us out because of the tariffs. We're not going to have enough corn to feed all the cattle and livestock. So meat is going to go through the roof. Imported foods are going to go through the roof because oil is going to be expensive. So we are looking at a perfect storm for not just an oil and energy shock, but a food shock. Because the countries that are going to get hit worst by this are third world developing countries. There are going to be famines and population insecurity, food insecurity in some of the places in the world that can least afford it. And so not only, like, if you follow the chain all the way downstream, in several months, in like 7 to 9 months, you are going to start hearing about famines and refugee crises and mass population movements away from places that don't have food to the places that are perceived to have food. So congratulations, Donald Trump. Not only have you started a regional fucking war, not only have you created a massive energy shock that's going to ripple through our economy and our markets, you've created a fertilizer shock, a food shock, a logistics shock that is going to destabilize entire countries.
Yeah.
So,
Man.
that's mine.
Nick Perro. Hi, Nick. He says, sounds like eugenics on a global scale. That's exactly what I was thinking when you said that. It's like this is almost on purpose. And every time these fuckers are in office, they cause like these supply chain issues and just like all this fucked up shit.
Right.
And oh my God.
They don't care, right? They canceled PEPFARs, which has already resulted in the deaths of 600,000 people in Africa because the AIDS and HIV prevention medications that were previously being provided at incredibly low cost to those countries in Africa are gone. And so 600,000 people have died. By the time all is said and done, 3 million people in Africa will have died because of AIDS.
Yeah.
And so, there you go. That's mine.
That's fucked up. Yeah.
Okay.
And I would say
all
that
of both of yours are fucked up. Yeah.
It is eugenics writ large, except that I don't think they have a plan. They didn't have a plan for this.
Right.
It's just that all of their fuck ups happen to have, massive consequences for people who have darker skin and less economic privilege. So.
Yes, and that happens. Unfortunately, they get hit first. They get hit hard, man. But this is going to just trickle through everyone, and especially in our country, like I said before, where especially our generation and the ones after us never experienced any kind of strife like this at all. Like that also worries me. Like when that stuff hits, because people are not equipped. They're not like my grandparents that went through this shit, that if it happened to them again, they would, I think humans are resilient. And at some point we would get our shit together. But at first I'm scared. Like what's going to happen to, what I like in the beginning, when it hits, the reality hits.
Right.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, all the kids, the Gen Z kids who are like, I want to grow up to be an influencer. It's like, or maybe you're going to grow up to be a frontline defender in the Second American Civil War, because I don't think you're going to be an influencer.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
I know.
How about we vote on this one? I see
God,
vote for you already came in. Laura they already saw the first vote for Lawrence. So if you want to vote for Lisa, and we'll call this the rising alt-right movement, now being epitomized by an AI-generated racist rapper bot gaining popularity.
Right. Who's hot enough that I might want to fuck him.
Yeah, that's kind of fun, Lawrence, but also relatable and very on brand for you. My story of the woman in Georgia accused of murder for choosing to abort her child. Lawrence's story about the future famine crisis, all the dots connected. You want to jump in here, Lawrence? You may have a better description than I do.
Just our impending supply chain and, oil, liquid natural gas, fertilizer, food, logistics crisis, just all of that.
Perfect.
Both of yours are so fucked up. Yeah. And if I could just, if I could just interject really quickly, it made me think when you were talking about the famine. I have conversations about this with my siblings all the time. And sometimes, like my sister said the other day, she's like, I'm sorry, but I think Nostradamus was talking about now. It wasn't 2000. I think it's now.
You wait,
Wait,
sorry,
say
say that
it
again?
again?
Nostradamus. If
Oh,
Nostradamus,
Oh.
what he was predicting, he was talking
yes.
about this
He was
time
talking about
period.
now.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. I mean, you know,
He's off by a
the
few
shit
years.
about Trump, like, I don't remember if it's Nostradamus or Revelations. Here's what you get for being a Jew that never really read the New Testament. I don't remember what Revelation said, but you know, his followers shall wear his mark upon their forehead, and
Oh, that's
he
weird.
smells like death. You know, he says
Ew.
nothing but lies. You know, I'm like, that's Trump.
Perfect description. Yeah. Yeah.
Right. I mean, like, if you were Nostradamus or whoever and you were seeing a vision of the future, how else would you say, you know,
The
like, you
hats.
couldn't read the writing on the hat
Yes.
and you wouldn't really understand what you were seeing. You'd just be like, oh, they wear his mark upon their forehead,
Oh
you know,
my
and you'd be like, that's a
God.
hat. And
Yeah.
they'd be like, oh, what's a hat? You know, or like, what's a baseball cap?
Yes,
Right? Like,
exactly.
embroidery, what's
Exactly.
embroidery? You know, like,
Right.
Oh my God,
Right.
Lawrence.
Wow.
There
I
was
see a
a-
lot of votes for Lawrence. Natasha
I do
voted for
too.
Dana. And she said she's like, it's a tough one.
I see a lot. Oh, yes, I see that, Natasha. Thank you. Change also said tough, but Dana, that's me. Tough. I see a few for me here. Dana, Lawrence,
Nikki
Dana.
says all three and we all lose. Exactly.
Yeah.
That's how you know we're
JB
playing the
says the
game.
same.
That's how you
Ty,
know we're
all
playing the
three.
game.
Lawrence, Dana. Obviously, Lawrence's has the largest effect.
Yes.
So, Lawrence and time for lunch. Yes, for you. Breakfast for me out here on the West Coast.
Right.
Lawrence,
If you
Lawrence.
like red meat, go eat it now, because baby, you ain't gonna be
Oh
eating
my
it in 6
God.
months.
Oh my gosh. Oh, there's Marlon. Hi, Marlon. You missed Fucked Up Friday. We're counting the votes. Lawrence, I think it's you by a hair. Lawrence. Yeah, I think you've got this one, Lawrence.
Yeah, that's
Congratulations.
fucked up. Yeah.
You win and we
Yeah.
all win.
Yes.
Oh, he
In
is
celebration, I'm gonna
champion.
go ask Danny Bones out on a date because he's so sexy.
I know, right?
Oh my
I'm telling
God.
you. That's
He-
Those
dangerous.
lips,
Hey,
that
Lawrence.
nose, that chin. Oh
Yeah.
God.
It's like perfect features, perfect
Right.
symmetrical
AI
features.
Zaddy, fuck me.
Yeah, right. Exactly. And I'm like, and
Right.
that's even more fucked up. But
Dana's beyond horrified. She literally has nothing to say in this moment.
No, I was starting to say, Lawrence, he's a cheap date because he doesn't eat or drink. Like,
true.
Right.
he's
I'll take
AI,
him to
so he's
that AI wine bar, right?
oh, that's so romantic. You've always been a romantic,
He
Lawrence.
can call me a dirty Jew fag, while I'm drinking my wine. And I'm like, stop flirting in public, Danny.
Oh, that's hilarious. It's dark, but we like the dark humor, right?
Lawrence, to
Kinda
bring it
like
back to
this.
the intention setting and the new moon, you did
Yeah.
say new love.
Right.
So here it is. Thank you all for joining us today. That just took a really fucked up turn.
I know.
And I'm here
Yeah,
for it.
well, I mean,
That's what happens with Gen X.
Sorry, not sorry.
Yeah,
my
exactly.
my vow many moons ago now that I was just going to show up as my completely authentic self, which is,
Hell yeah.
We wouldn't have it any other way, Lawrence.
Yeah,
Wouldn't
so
have it
there
any
you
other
go.
way.
Exactly.
I hope you all have a wonderful weekend. I will
Thanks,
be back
Lisa.
live over
Thank
the
So
you.
awesome
weekend.
that you were here.
Oh my God, I
Lisa?
loved this so much. I hope
We
I could
loved
do one in
this.
the future. Oh, I love you
Oh,
guys.
We'll be back.
This was
We'll
so much fun.
have your people contact our people.
Right.
Awesome. Sounds
DM
great.
me. Love you all. Mean it.
Love you, mean it. Bye.
Bye.
Bye. Mwah.